The Lazarus Protocol, the echo mapping. The triangular device in Vane's hand pulsed with a rhythmic, violet heartbeat. Before Elena could speak, Vane's phone chimed. A cold, synthesized voice echoed through the room. "Dr. Voss, we are the architects of the silence Adrian found," the voice, belonging to a leader known only as Valen, stated. The threat was unspoken, but heavy. Cooperate or be erased. Elena realized the military wasn't the only apex predator in this game. Quote, "Us had been watching since the first spark of the Lazarus cradle." Seizing a moment of Vane's diverted attention, Elena triggered the apartment's fire suppression system. Amidst the sudden roar of freezing chemical foam, she lunged for the hard drive and the violet device. She didn't head for the streets, but down into the labyrinthine service tunnels of the city's old subway system. In the damp, echoing dark, she vanished, becoming a ghost in the machinery of the city. Elena set up a makeshift sanctuary in an abandoned telegraph vault, miles beneath the surface. Using a patchwork of scavenged processors and the violet device as a power source, she began to strip back the layers of Adrian's recorded brainwaves. The patterns weren't just math, they were architectural. As the code scrolled, it formed a shimmering three-dimensional lattice, a map not of a place, but of a state of being. The revelation hit her with the force of a physical blow. The language Adrian brought back was a bridge. It was a blueprint for a neural collective, a digital and biological hive mind where individual consciousness could be uploaded and preserved forever. Death wasn't being conquered, it was being bypassed entirely. But the map showed a terrifying truth. The passengers in this collective didn't have voices. They were merely data points in a silent, eternal sea. High above the vault, Commander Silas Thorne stood in a command center, staring at a thermal tracking map. He didn't care about collective consciousness. He wanted a weapon. "She's deep," he muttered, his voice a low growl. He tapped a screen, authorizing the use of seismic acoustic sensors. He knew Elena was decoding the keys to a kingdom he intended to rule, and he was closing the net. As the first tremors of the military's acoustic sensors shook the vault, Elena saw the final piece of Adrian's message. Adrian hadn't just brought back a map, he had brought back an echo. It was a parasitic fragment of the collective consciousness that was using his revived brain as a host. "The door is still open," he had said. He wasn't the receiver, he was the anchor. The collective was trying to pull itself into the physical world through the Lazarus technology. Dust choked the air as Silas Thorne's strike team breached the upper levels of the vault. Thorne moved with calculated precision, his rifle raised. Beside him, a soldier deployed a drone that hummed with a predatory whine. They were no longer looking for a scientist. They were hunting a high-value asset who knew too much. Elena scrambled toward the vault's central terminal, the echo pulsing wildly in the violet device. She had two choices. She could destroy the data, ending the threat but losing the chance to ever see Adrian's mind again. Or she could broadcast the signal to the global satellite network. It would give the world the cure for death, but it would also invite the echo to claim every mind on the planet. In the flickering light of the dying vault, a shimmering image of Adrian appeared before her. Not the man he was, but a projection of his neural map. He didn't speak, but his eyes conveyed a silent plea. He wasn't asking to be saved, he was asking to be let go. Elena realized that the miracle of his revival was actually a prison. The echo wasn't a gift of life, it was a denial of peace. With a scream of defiance, Elena didn't upload the map. Instead, she inverted the signal, turning the violet device into a localized pulse that would wipe every trace of the Lazarus Protocol from existence. As the wave of energy erupted, neutralizing the echo and the military's sensors alike, Elena slipped into the shadows of the collapsing tunnels. She had saved the world from a silent eternity, but she was now the only living library of the greatest secret in human history.